What's up, Audrey Trades? Oh, I gotta change the title on this. Damn it. I forgot to change the title. Um, let's see. Yeah, hopefully I could change the title real quick. Let's start with possible Bitcoin jump to, was it 28.5K right now, but it would be, oh man, but it's starting to, but the clock is ticking. Let's do that, but the clock is ticking. It's ticking. Okay, so I think that updated, hopefully. Yeah, I don't know. Are my like clicks too loud? Maybe I got to move my microphone placement. Could you elaborate on that? That's that. Is it like annoying? I mean, I'm not like, I don't have no real loud mouse. I don't think. It's just, yeah, I don't know. Let me take a sip of coffee and mute this. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I do click a lot. Moving to the. I'm just trying to always find something new on the charts that I missed. Maybe just me getting stuck in a little bit of analysis paralysis. It's it's easy for that to happen when you've been doing this as long as I have. You always want to overanalyze things some of the time. And yeah, just had some dry needling done, and oh man, some body work done by a fascial release on my left side. Oh man, that was painful, but it definitely feels a little bit looser. So happy about that. And yeah, it looks like our trading tournament is almost over here. Let me just see how much time you guys have if you guys still have time to try to enter it. Okay, 19 hours. So yeah, you would have to enter really soon and get in if you want to try to win it all. Get your money is in first place. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for showing up. Talk to my web developer. The website should be back up hopefully by the end of the day tomorrow. He has to go through like a lot of stuff, individual files. There was some weird freaking glitch with it. So he's got to go through individual files. He thinks he can be done by tomorrow night, and then we got to move it to a new server. So, it is what it is. I do apologize. I think one person did buy it pretty recently, and they couldn't get through all of it. At this point, I gave him 1 free month in exclusive Discord. I could give him a full refund, and then he could buy it again when it's back up. So we could do that. But I do apologize for that. It's just, out of my control. It was some stupid glitch, and, it does happen. I mean, if I was willing to pay somebody $1,000 an hour, probably we could get it done quicker. But I mean, let's see here. All right, let's get started. All right, what is up, guys? If you guys are interested, you have 19 hours to enter this trading competition on MEXC. You don't need a VPN. Only with my link down below. Get your monies in first place, $250 to win. So you guys are interested, check that out. Really good exchange. The fees are exceptionally low here. 0 limit fees, 0 market, or very low market fees, excuse me. So check that out if you're interested, guys. Let's get right into the analysis. So let me just show you what this title is based on. This would be a greedy freaking long. I'm not taking this, but you probably have a decent shot with the trigger wave here to act something like this. It could be a little less where you roll over, which is what I'm kind of thinking could happen. This is kind of like 50-50 right here. What I really don't like for this, why I would maybe even give it slightly under 50, you do have a bearish div, confirm now. You confirm this bearish div even from here to there on the 4 hour right now. And while money flow is starting to come out. See money flow starting to come down. It doesn't mean you can't make a higher high, but it's kind of telling me we're getting close. We're getting close here. I mean, these are crazy times. We got banks going down. We got all sorts of crap happening. That's not good. And anything could happen. The sky is theoretically the limit here, depending on how much fear there is of traditional banks or whatnot. We could, theoretically, we could pump up to 40K even. I think Jason Casper was talking about that we could absolutely. If you look at a technical target here, we broke out of this wedge. If you want to be real, I mean, that's 35 right there. That could be a potential technical target. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves for the crazy bullish case, because there are some signs that we're getting to the top here. I mean, especially our first technical signs, daily coming out. I mean, you do have money flow crossing back in, but you've probably seen it. You don't need to be a genius to realize that a lot of times you just go like this and you curve right back over into the red. VWAP is getting very close to the bottom. I mean, you're going to get a wave right there. Also, your 90-minute, this is getting pretty close. This is getting pretty close to crossing back into the red. What it looks like is, the FOMC meeting is on Wednesday. That could be kind of mark the end of this, especially if they sound really hawkish and they raise rates. I'd be surprised if Bitcoin could keep going. I think you'd see at least a significant pullback to 26K, 25K, probably back to the 200, and then we'll see see what happens there. So that's that. And then we also have 90-minute waiting for that. That's really what I've been waiting for a lot to do any potential trade here. I mean, you could give it a shot potentially, it's a trigger wave right there, something like that for a potential long. But yeah, I mean, it really too is probably the best thing to have tried to have done here is not a bullish div. I mean, I'm trying to think where you would have, not even a bullish div there. Yeah, if you're trading on like the 3-minute here, you would have got, for that spiral line pocket right there would have been beautiful to get a jump up. But yeah, we'll see here. I mean, in terms of right now, just a patience game, for the time to short, I would say. Let's see. And yeah, I mean, that's what we're looking at. Let's look at some high time frames. The weekly confirmed, the green dot here. If it's similar to, kind of this area back here, you do have a little bit more of this rally. If you look at the RSIs, let's look at the height of the RSIs. So yeah, you'd have a little bit more, and that could bring you up to anywhere between 32, 33K and 40K. That would be a target based on this. But I would think you would have somewhat of a pullback, maybe to 26 at least, before you would see that. Wouldn't really make sense to just keep going straight up, but who knows? These are kind of crazy times. And also we could look at the 2-week here. So this was the main, thing for the bearish case. Now this VWAP is curving back up, so it's kind of hasn't seen this case right here, what we had with the pandemic, hasn't seen, the light of day yet. And I guess you could argue, the only reason it played out like that was because of the pandemic, and now we're not having no pandemic, so coming up. So yeah, I mean, that's that area. And then if we look at kind of the larger time frames, the 3-week, the monthly, this almost came into the red. If we do pull back significantly, we'll probably see this in the red for the first time, and I think that would be a really good buying opportunity, regardless of whatever price it is there. I mean, if it's like the NASDAQ, you will crash down quite a bit farther than after the 3-week crossed into the red. But yeah, let's see here. Let's take a look at ETH. So Ethereum right now is, obviously in the same ballpark. You have you got the trend line right there. There's another trend line that we've been kind of hitting. Daily is kind of the same coming down. And then if you look at some of these time frames, I mean, you're confirming not a bearish div, not just yet, but probably on the 4-hour. No, not just yet. There's a bearish div. So that was a decent top, and now you're kind of coming down with the money flow. So we'll see what happens as we hit this area. It wouldn't surprise me too much if you get a jump off of this area and come up to 1900. That's going to be a big area. If you look at the hourly, okay, a little bit different. No trigger wave, not like Bitcoin. I'm trying to think if you might get a trigger wave on the 4. This could be a good potential last long. But with the money flow coming out and the trigger wave, I don't know if I really would want to take the long, especially for ETH, especially with Bitcoin dominance at, oh my God, 48 for this is going to the moon. Bitcoin dominance. Told you guys, this is going up. So especially with that, I mean, this is just a very Bitcoin dominant rally. And the thing that we want to conclude from this is when we are hitting a big point here, it may start to come down or you just push through. The thing we want to conclude here is that Bitcoin dominance, as soon as we have a pullback, the alts are going to probably continue to get wrecked here. It's been a while, you know, that we've been waiting for that, but it seems like we're going to get there pretty soon, really see the alts, especially against Bitcoin. We're really, I think, going to see them start to get wrecked against Bitcoin. So, yeah. And then what we want to look at is... yeah, I mean, you're about to, that's not going to be a bullish dip, but yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens right now. I mean, now you're kind of coming back below 28, so it would be a pretty risky, greedy, I would say pretty, after all this jump up, a greedy long if you're trying to long back up to here, but you might get it. You know, I think my guess is the top is going to be somewhere kind of between either, you know, where we are and up to 29. I'm not thinking you're going to make it to just quite to 30. And also on another fundamental thing, everybody on Twitter is talking about Bitcoin going to $1 million. That's usually when you got to be at least a little bit cautious. I mean, $1 million, guys, come on, what is this, 2021? Let me take a sip of coffee. So let's see, let's look at the chat. What happens if Bitcoin dominance breaks 50% and keeps going? So most likely, if that does happen, one of two things are going to happen. One, the whole market comes down while that happens and alts just get destroyed compared to Bitcoin. Or we continue rallying and just it continues of what we see, just Bitcoin killing it. You know what I mean? Without devil, God cannot be God. Without night, day cannot be day. Without dump, pumping out. Interesting. Dump it to 27.3. Let's see, what's that 27.3? Okay, so that's not too far off. That's where we, okay, no spiraling around there, but that's not far off. Let's see. Now when banks fail and everyone takes their money out of the banks, where do they put it? So Bitcoin, gold, silver. So that's the main thing. That's a good, you know, in terms of like my, you know, what I've been saying, you know, the past kind of 6 months now, probably since May and June, is like, if you don't have any Bitcoin, not financial advice, but you probably should get some. You know, if you don't have any that you bought for long term, I mean, it's probably not a bad idea to get some. And your main strategy for that, I think, and you know, it never really makes sense to kind of FOMO in after big pumps. I mean, I guess maybe now would be the only time where it makes a little bit of sense to panic buy just because banks are going down. But other than that, it's usually never a freaking good idea to ever panic buy or panic sell anything. But look here, like the next 10 months, I think towards the end of the year, like a good DCA strategy from now until the end of the year, until December, January, I think it's going to serve a lot of people very well. Because, I mean, even if we do make lower lows, go down 11K, 13K, something weird like that, you're still you're getting in at a good place. You know what I mean? You're getting in at a pretty good place. So yeah, that's ultimately what I kind of think there. So you know, if you had 10K you want to invest, 1,000 every month would make a lot of sense right now. Not financial advice, obviously. Let's see. So let's see if Bitcoin can't hit 30K next 2 days. Do we look for 20K? Well, you want to look for 25.3K 200 weekly moving average first. If you lose that, then you're going to be looking for 20K and then so on and so forth. 90K in 90 days. Man, I mean, if that's going to happen, I probably should get out of the country. But yeah, that'd be wild. Let's see here. Macro lower high. Thing too, I mean, just, you know, I think ultimately the Fed is going to sound hawkish enough to bring us down at least somewhat. You know, maybe it's just down to 26, but I think it's going to be, hawkish enough to bring us down somewhat. And even if the Fed, say they do pause interest rates, would be good for Bitcoin, but that's going to change bad news into real bad. That's going to change bad news, like where was the Amazon? Amazon's landed, yeah. That's going to make this become more bad news and bring everything down. You get what I'm saying? That's going to turn bad news into actual bad news. Now it's good news, you know what I mean? Let's see, how's Amazon holding up with all that? Okay, so not bad, really. But I think on the macro, you're still you're in for you got a trigger wave there. You may be able to come up a little bit more, but we'll see here. My main trajectory would be down to kind of these areas. Could take time, obviously. Maybe less than that. Maybe just a little bit lower than just the 2018 lows, possibly. Wow, this was even a big freaking company back then. Yeah, $101 trillion market cap. Kind of testing that. So let's look at that. Let's also look at the Dixie a little bit. My main guess here, yeah, we're finally hitting the big point I wanted to hit. So this could mark, if we get a big bounce off of this, and we'll see what happens. It may not. It could, 3-day looks terrible. I mean, but if we get a weekly blood diamond too. That's not a terrible blood diamond though, but if we get a nice bounce off of this, which I don't know, then you would probably see Bitcoin start to correct, traditional markets start to correct as well. So that's how I'm looking at. The 2-week VWAP still over zero line, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, maybe. We'll see again 15, 20K, but I do not think lower lows. Yeah. Let's see what's up, Nightshade. Bitcoin is gamble or not if you transact. Is that even completely true? If you transact $50 worth of Bitcoin? Interesting. So yeah, let's see here. Let me take a sip of coffee. So yeah, Nightshade, I was talking about the weekly over here. This could bring us up to. I know I sound like a giant bull right now, but this could bring us. This would have potential to fulfill like kind of this technical target, bring us up to like 30. I mean, let me draw the technical target again. You got here to here theoretically. I mean, it depends where you kind of. It could bring us up to 40K theoretically. I think that could bring us up to 40K. I'd be very surprised if you could get any higher than that, at least this year. But yeah, that's possible, and that would be a really big freaking repeat of, that would be an exact repeat of this, exact repeat of 2019 if you come up to 40K. Now, I do think it could kind of throw us a curveball, kind of like the 2-week through, I know both of us a pretty big curveball with the VWAP coming down, money flow coming out, so it could give us a curveball, kind of like this gave us a curveball and it came up. So yeah, especially if the Fed comes in, but yeah, I mean, I think there's potential to come up to 40K, especially if there's more fear with banks, especially if things keep going the way they're going. I think there is that potential. I feel like you should come down to like 26 at least, or to maybe retest the 200 at 25 before that happens, though. So ultimately, I do think the next 90-minute, like the 90-minute will kind of bring us down, I would guess. I mean, right now, it would be risky and greedy, but I think the hourly to take this little trigger wave long would probably be. It's hard to say. I don't like how the 4-hour looks. I don't like how a lot of other crap looks. But if you're ballsy and you want to be in a trade, I would probably take the long right now. Back up to like 25. I would go up to like 28.5 or something. DXY macro bear. I would still say macro bullish. We don't know what's going to happen though with the DXY. I still think there's a good shot, especially if the Fed keeps raising rates, that we could go higher. They just got to stop printing money, but we just don't know. You know what I mean? We really don't know there. This could be the time where dollar loses world reserve currency status. We really don't know yet. Let me take a sip of coffee. If we see 40K, you'll sell. Yeah, a lot of that's the thing too. A lot of people will sell if we see 40K. Especially people that bought at 20K. I mean, it's double your money. Like even the big believers, people will sell at least a little bit. Nobody ever went broke taking profits. Maybe put that into some safer, less volatile assets. But yeah, let's see. Let's look at the weekly. You're talking about rejection at the zero line. That could. Well, let's see what happened back. That's kind of somewhat of what happened back. You went above and then down, but yeah. Oh, yeah, you might get a little bit. 32, 33 or something. 31, 32. Yeah. It could throw us a curveball. Like it absolutely could throw us a curveball. Your RSIs are high too. Like once these RSIs start to come back down, that's going to be more bearish. They're coming closer together though, but I mean, even here, you were almost done. One more jump up, but you were, wow, that was like a double. Jeez, that was a wild rally. That was interesting, yeah. Let's see. Why would I prefer? Well, I'm not doing anything, so I don't really prefer anything right now. I think it's a greedy long, but in a big uptrend, a lot of times you see the trigger waves like over here. See, I mean, it depends on the trade. It depends on where you. On a more macro thing, I would probably be more inclined to short, but I wouldn't be entering anything just yet. If I was to be ballsy and try to enter something, I'd try to go long up to 28.5 based on the trigger wave and do a stop loss below there just because we're still in a giant kind of uptrend. But I'm not entering nothing. I'm not entering anything right now. USDT, that's a good question. Yeah, so let's look at that. And that is, that's been, yeah, I mean, that's been starting to come down here. You know, we saw kind of in terms of money flow where it came down. You know, it looked more on the weekly starting to come down. So that means, where was it starting to come? Yeah, right here. So that was where you entered the bull run. So I guess that would be the main thing to kind of main argument to enter a bull run. But what could also bring it down is just freaking FUD over stablecoins. You don't know there. I don't think it means too much. But, you know, as always, there's going to be risks in stablecoins, at least until we see some serious regulation come in there. What would invalidate for the rally and reverse trend from here? So I think what would really give us some serious trouble is if the 3-hour starts to come back into the red. You know, if you see 2-day red dot, if weekly rolls over and just gets a red dot, a lot of those things. Daily coming back. Oh yeah, daily is. Oh man, that's yeah. You're back in the red now. Here, oh, was it? Is it different on Coinbase? Hold on a second. That's okay. It's in the green on Coinbase, so that's interesting. But that may not confirm in the green. That coming down, especially with that money flow, is not good. Sell signal will be JP Morgan say Bitcoin is going higher in a couple months. Maybe. I mean, the other sell signals, everybody on Twitter is saying $1 million in 90 days. I think Bitcoin is going to retest 18K in the next 3 weeks. Man, that's so tough. I don't know. Big resistance at 34K. Yeah. FRC collapse. I don't even know. What is FRC again? Is that the one everybody's talking about? FRC first report. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, $2 billion. I'm not really into gambling and playing around with stuff like this, but I mean, if you know more than me, dude, this is like freaking. I don't even know where I'd wanna. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you here. I really couldn't tell you. Maybe the weekly, if you get a bullish div here, be a decent shot to give it a try. I mean, what's it down 94? Oh my god. Wow. We could be 42, 48K. Wow. I mean, that would be wild, but anything, sky's the limit. Whale portal, no, I have not. You're in a short night trade, nice. Yeah, I think on the macro you should be fine. 35.2. Yeah, we got predictions all over the place. Okay. $25 basis points to Bitcoin test 25.3K. I don't know, but I think there's a decent argument to make on that. I think if the Fed does, you know, that could be a catalyst to come back down. I mean, you could absolutely come down to 25.3K, 200 weekly, and then come back up to 30, you know, 40 maybe. You know, that's that's absolutely possible here. Yeah, I am bullish, so you got to go short. Go short. I'm bullish. No, not financial advice. Not financial advice. Don't. None of this is financial advice. Don't listen to me. Let's see. It looks like we're in chart forever. Yeah. Bitcoin, Nasdaq not similar anymore. Let's take a look at the Nasdaq. let's see here. I mean, my main guess here is that you gotta freaking, unless you have a dollar crisis, you gotta roll over. I mean, what? I mean, Amazon's laying off more people. No, I think it's just gonna play out kind of like this money flow crossover. When you come back down, I think the Fed, on Wednesday could be the catalyst, kind of more downward. That's what I think. I think Jim Cramer just said he was really bullish on NASDAQ. Said nothing could stop it. That could be an indication. I mean, if you're, I don't think anybody. To be honest, like people always talk about counter trading other people. I don't think you're gonna really be, because the thing with that is like if somebody was always wrong, like there'd be people becoming billionaires off of their calls in a matter of months. You know what I mean? It's not that black and white. You also need to know where to take profit, stuff like that. So that's just more of a distraction, in terms of that view. Let me take a sip of coffee. So Nightshade, so SPX looks bad when I checked it this morning. So they have been depegging basically on a lot of days how, Bitcoin's been coming up on the days, that S&P 500 was coming down. But be careful, that has happened at times in the past and it never like fully like, it just stopped. Like it could do that for a month and then just stop, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't give that like big, I wouldn't see that as a big indication, but I do think it's a good sign. I do think it's a good sign for Bitcoin, at least in the macro, that you're coming up while the banks are going down. I think that's a good sign. But I think to FOMO in at really any price that we're up so much is usually never a good idea. I mean, can we come up to 40K? Absolutely. Can we come up to 45 or 48K? Probably not, unless the US dollar starts losing world reserve currency status. I mean, maybe Tesla rebuys back in at 30K, which probably won't happen. So it would have to be like some more unpredictable stuff to happen to bring us up to like above 40K. I think. I think there's enough. I mean, it's hard to say. Obviously, I mean, nobody knows. I don't have a crystal ball, but I do think most likely the Fed will start to knock us back down on Wednesday. Jim Cramer, Morgan First Fortress. Why is he so? He's been so like bullish on the bank stuff for months for like no logical reason. Did you know from Thursday is the worst day for Bitcoin? No, I did not know that. I did not know that. I knew Monday was theoretically the best day to buy, I think. I don't know about the last 46 weeks, so I know historically if you factor in everything, Monday is usually the best day to buy. The problem with counter trading Jim Cramer though is doesn't he change his mind every other day? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's not concrete enough. Yeah, man, I was just, I dread just drinking the coffee, First Republic Bank. What's up, Wendell? So yeah, let's see here. I mean, ultimately, ETH Bitcoin, we know this most likely will continue to fall. This has really been momentous in the way and how bearish this has looked. I mean, I think you're kind of in for. I think you're at least going to end up here. You could absolutely end up lower. I think. Yeah, you got to hit the. No, I was doing. I was having some body work done earlier, and then like some dry needling and stuff on my. 10 p.m. Wait, you got to be in Europe. I have another stuff. I do drink coffee later sometimes too. I don't drink a crazy amount of cups of coffee. This is my second one today. I mean, I was a little tired this morning, but yeah, just like a lot of housekeeping. Not actual housekeeping, but like a lot of stuff to focus on, stuff to do. Let's see. The thing with Cramer is like. Do you guys really think Kramer's actually making all of the trades he's talking about, like actually buying and selling all the things that he's talking about and saying to do so with? I highly doubt it, and I think if he does, it's with very small amounts of money that he's probably very comfortably willing to lose. I think he does maybe make small trades. I think he probably just goes long on certain things. I think he would be probably more of a swing trader, probably somebody who would go long for, buy something for 6 months. I don't think he's using leverage or doing options. He's probably doing the simplest shit, like just going long for like 6 months and cashing out, and probably holding forever if it goes down and just waiting. That's what I would think. I'm surprised he even gets the amount of attention that he gets. That's the thing too. Like, you guys got to realize, like, the guy to actually make him bankrupt, you would have to just give him no attention and not watch his show. That's how you would kill him, really. Because I mean, the goal of what he's doing is not to make money. It's just to get people to watch. It's all entertainment, pretty much. Let's see. Kramer's got Jerry and Elaine from Seinfeld. Taking the virtual capitalism. Yeah, I do think that too. I mean, I don't know if he would be obviously considered an accredited investor, and he would have more power to buy, stuff beforehand. But I mean, he also probably has analysts that work for him or whatever that do stuff. But I think he just pretty much enjoys how much does he get paid a year to broadcast? Probably 20 million or something, 10 million. Pretty sure he just puts most of that into safer funds. I mean, I don't think he's that much in individual stocks. I don't know if he was really the best trader of all time. I don't think Jim Cramer was any more impressive than most like hedge fund people. I think he was probably even less impressive, because he probably would still think about it this way. He'd probably still be doing the damn hedge fund if it was really that successful. I think his wife had a lot to do with it too. So yeah, I mean, he would be like Ray Dalio still doing it if it was really that successful. I'm sure they had some good years, and he probably quit while he was ahead, which was probably smart thing to do. Peter Lynch is amazing. Yeah, Peter Lynch is that's probably the best venture capitalist strategy. His book is pretty good. Went Up on Wall Street. Ultron, I don't even know what that is, man. Let's see. Okay. This is, yeah. I don't really like to look at stuff that's this new. I couldn't tell you, man. Doing TA on this is not going to give you good results. Let's look at Ultra, though. I haven't looked at this one in a while. So, oh wow. I sold this right around here. I sold this in April of last year. It was obviously a pretty damn good decision. Down 80 since then. With all the video games, the venture capitalist approach is you throw some darts at these. You buy 5-10 promising video game cryptos. A few of them will stand the test of time. At least one will, and you'll do well with them. And then the other ones will go to zero, and you'll still make money over time. And you'll beat the market you'll get more than 10% a year on average. Paul Jones, I don't even know. That name sounds familiar. Geopolitics. What's happening in geopolitics right now is probably, I would say, ultimately bad for the dollar, but at the same time, it's bad for the euro. So, I mean, I think the dollar will eventually lose reserve currency status. I really hope it doesn't happen that quickly, because that would be, I should get a foreign bank account if that is going to be the case. But yeah, but I mean, we have gold and silver, other things, Bitcoin, obviously. If you elites holding most Bitcoin, you must not be gambling. Just live a decent life. Keep money for yourself. Don't say that. I don't understand. Okay. So you're saying that? Yeah, he's saying that it's kind of he's saying kind of what Trump has said about it, or what that it's a scam or whatever, that type of thing. Which few people, Jeff Bezos and probably big people own the majority of everything, I mean, that's kind of just basic income equality, so, yeah. But I get it. I get where you're coming from, Devil. I get it. ILV. I feel weird, Devil. Yeah, I mean, that looks good on the 3-day. It looks pretty good on the 3-day. I think ultimately, like, to gamble on any of these right now is not going to be the move, just because most likely Bitcoin will still continue to outperform most of these. a lot of the altcoins do look like they can start to come back down, especially probably on the daily. Yeah, especially on the daily here. So these could make lower lows too. Some of them. I think that's still in the cards, especially for a lot of the alts. I mean, even Bitcoin too. I mean, depending on what happens. I mean, it seems like Ben Cowan thinks Ben Cowan's like overly bearish. I feel like he should flip a little bit more bullish just because of what everything's happening, but maybe he's right. I mean, you have the sorry about too much mouse clicking, but you have the continuation X here. I mean, I don't know. I would not be chasing Cardano right now. It looks like he may have already topped out there and then come back down. Paul Tudor Jones. I know that name, but I don't really know who he is. Let's take a look here. So let's get Sol. Yeah, that's the thing too. Like I've been talking to you guys, they could make it up to, this is what I said, like 24. Made it up to where I've been saying, but now, you might be, if you're not at the top, I think you might be close. And now Bitcoin, okay, so this potential long that I was talking about is worked out well so far. If you look at the hourly here coming back. So, yeah, I mean, it was risky, but I mean, it still is. I mean, you didn't even hit the first take profit potentially yet, but this area, so yeah. Would I consider buying alts if Bitcoin drops to 18K? It depends where Bitcoin dominance is at. If it's like well above 50%, I would definitely consider doing it. I'd start to DCA in at that point, but it depends when it happens. Like, I mean, if it happens later in the year, I would 100% be buying alts. I probably wouldn't even buy much Bitcoin. If it happens tomorrow, I would be still more cautious in the alts. Let's see. I don't know who these people are. Drunken Miller. So let's see here. By the way, guys, if you want to get into the trading competition, you got 18 hours. Want to do some trades, potentially win $250. Use my link down below. It's our competition. It ends in 18 hours. You don't need a VPN. Zero limit fees, very low maker fees on MEXC. Really good exchange, so check it out. Only with my link. So yeah. Kevin O'Leary had a pretty good track record as an investor until the whole FTX. Yeah, kind of. O'Leary's sleazy a little bit. I mean, O'Leary's more. I would say he's on the more sleazier side, especially he kind of. Kind of scams over or screws over those people on Shark Tank a little bit at least, but that's part of the business. I don't know if I really like O'Leary too much, but yeah. I wonder how much he's worth. Let me see. $90 on Bitcoin. Let's take a look. So yeah, I mean, I ultimately think probably if I had to guess when this would end up in the red, it would probably be Wednesday, Thursday. It could be with the Fed meeting, and that could be a good catalyst to try to bring us down. When this crosses into the red, that's what I'm really waiting for. But until then, you kind of probably a lot of these green dots would just bring you up higher, like we're seeing right now. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of looking at there. Yeah, O'Leary. Just thinking Kevin O'Leary. I don't really like the personality too much. There's some things he says that I like, but yeah. He kind of is a little schemy. I don't know. Could be wrong though. SPY definitely looks worse than NASDAQ. I mean, this coming down. I mean, I think in all likelihood you're going to make lower lows here. It's just like going to take a while. You know what I mean? Like it's already different in here, but it could be more like this. Like look at where this green dot was at that level, but it could be since you have more of a space here now. This came up a little bit than the red dot. Yeah, I mean, you may see the red dot, pretty soon, and then in April, May, you see kind of your capitulation to the bottom, maybe down to 3,000. Maybe it's just 3,000. Then that's your kind of best place to get in. There would be a lot of bottom signs if you do come down to 3,000, 3,200 in the next few months. There would be enough bottom signs, especially with the green dot after. I would still be cautious, and I wouldn't think that SPY is necessarily the best thing to get into, even if it's bottom, just because I think gold, silver, Bitcoin will probably continue outperform it. Gold is probably getting a little bit of a pullback right now, yeah, but that's had a nice jump. We're still not at an all-time high. We saw the all-time high in March of 22, and then I guess raising interest rates kind of knocked us down a little bit. I feel like silver's still, kind of still getting Yeah, but still a nice jump, 22.5. Let's see here. Just follow the link, Dreadmine, just follow the link. And then that automatically like inputs the referral code, so yeah. And I will give you guys, I'm gonna end this like really soon. Yeah, I'll probably do it for a few more, maybe till the end of the month probably, but I will give you 1 month, 1 free month of my exclusive Discord if you sign up to MEXC or any of the exchanges down below and deposit at least $100. Shoot me a DM on Discord with your UID after you do so, or tag me in the Discord net channel, and I will fix you up. I just need your UID, and then I could get you sorted. Coinbase will move out of the U.S. altogether. I didn't hear. Have you heard? Has anybody heard that? I haven't heard that, but I don't think that would happen. I don't think that would happen. Yeah, this looks not bad here. The only thing that's a little, worrisome is obviously split RSIs is coming back. To make it above this high though, this like 87 that we saw in January, that's going to be tough. I don't know if we could do that. You have a trend reversal on the weekly for the first time ever. I mean, that could really be the trend reversal that brings us down to 23 or something towards the end of the year, middle to late this year. So yeah, too late to long Bitcoin. Man, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, a little trigger wave there. I mean, I don't know if you're trying to get up that high, maybe not, but I don't know if I really like too much of what I'm seeing at the moment. You sold at break even? Oh, not too much of a mistake then. XRM. Weekly, a little trigger wave. All right, let me look at a chart with more data here. Maybe, yeah, privacy tokens, I guess that would be the main catalyst. So yeah, weekly does look good. I mean, I'm definitely going to be buying some privacy tokens towards the end of the year, probably. Yeah, not too bad there. I see where you're coming from, Nightshade. But do I want to be buying any alts right now? Maybe, but if I wanted to give a gamble, maybe some of the private. Let's look at Zcash. Oh man, this is a disaster. I remember I ran this up in April, or no, it was April. I ran this up around then, end of February into March. I got out of this, but yeah, this was a nice trade I did, but since then, geez, nothing. Could be heading towards the bottom though. CRO. Let's see. 786 at 28. Potentially, yeah. I mean, we could look at more of the short-term kind of time frame. In terms of a short, I mean, you could, at the minimum, I'd wait for the 30 minutes to break cross into the red. Maybe hourly to come back into the red. But a lot of times you see it come back up into the green. Could be one last run into the green tomorrow, maybe even into Wednesday, maybe just tomorrow. Get up to 29 or something, then after the Fed shoots us down, I kind of think. So yeah. Yeah, we could look at CRO, sure. The trigger wave about to come. Yeah, I mean, this is just been free falling for a while. Yeah, it's just free falling for a little bit, so yeah. Blood diamond. I don't think I'd mess with this right now. We'll see what happens. I mean, there could be still more liquidity issues with exchanges too. A lot of the exchange tokens really don't have too much utility either, so. You've been using your card in the cash back? Nice, Nightshade. Yeah. I haven't even, that's like a prepay debit card to load it up, but Crypto.com, they've proven a lot of people wrong. I mean, they never had liquidity issues. I think you can still earn a good amount. I wonder what their yield is in stables, but, well, stables right now, I mean, it's going to be risky, but yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. So that's a lot we looked at. I guess we could take a look at like Apple, a couple of the big boys, then probably gonna get off. But man, right there. Zero card for a lot of things. Let's see, right at that point. Excuse my language. I think ultimately this should roll over. This really should roll over unless you're looking at like serious bad things happen. You know, dollar really losing world reserve currency status. I think you're going to eventually end up, you know, into the summer, into later this year, at least 100 for this. So yeah. Google was the other one. It's probably pumping a bit now, but Google was the other one that could have been a potential. Yeah, you're hitting that big point again, making a lower low potentially. I think you might make a lower low here, but we will see. We will see. Low diamond there. I mean, that's the thing too. The pattern worked twice. It may break a little bit here. You do have a lot of money flow coming up on some of these. You know, money flow crossover there. It doesn't look half bad at all. But are you going long? No. But I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be doing anything right now with this. I mean, you have that pattern next. You know, here worked here. So 3 times so far. Maybe the 4th time it won't. But yeah. How's a monthly on this? That's coming down. Let's look at a leveraged one. Because this one's interesting just because it came down so much. You know, when it first came out, pumped and all done, but that's getting a nice jump, making a higher high. So that's pretty good. I think silver is going to steal the show for a bit. But yeah. Let's see here. What's Tesla doing? Well, you haven't really broken from either of these trajectories yet, and I think most likely you're still going to see something of that nature. I mean, I think you could theoretically, if this is like a bottom, just wait for the money flow to come into the red here towards the end of the year. I think you will probably see that, and you'll see some type of a lower low, in my opinion. Do I leverage most stocks? Yeah, but not high leverage. You know, I mean, some of the funds, you could go 3x with this short fund. You know, now we're hitting that point again on the SQQQ here, so. Man, Kramer was right, nothing could stop the NASDAQ. This one's the, this one's doing better. This is a short fund for the real estate. This one's been jumping. I thought this would follow the NASDAQ more, but it's like breaking apart. But yeah. That's XPSU. This is a short fund too. I don't think this has leverage, but there's a version of this with leverage, I believe. This is like the SQQQ, but just for the, yeah. That looks pretty good in the monthly. I think I think ultimately you got a good shot at coming back up to like 22 or so here. So yeah, it just takes time though. Litecoin, yeah, that's a big, Litecoin's a good one to look at right now because it's a big debate. Do we do this and come up higher? I don't know. I'm kind of thinking we might not, man. I'm kind of thinking Litecoin might be kind of outdone coming down, but I could be wrong. I mean, I think if we're going to get to these points, we got to make a quick recovery here, which kind of are. But very split RSI's coming down. That's the thing with the altcoins. They have done nothing. Short funds are inverted, yeah. The short funds have decay and other weird crap too. So yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much all. Yeah, I'm gonna get off in a minute, guys. Been on a good amount here. I think we're already. Oh wow, it's already 5:20. This was a interesting day. If you guys are interested in the trading competition, 18 hours to sign up. You got some good odds. I mean, gotta get top 3 or yeah, they're giving away some stuff. You get $250. Don't need a VPN. no limit fees, and very cheap market fees. Not going to last forever, so check it out while it's hot. Link in the description below. And yeah, I do have the exclusive Discord too. If you sign up, you can check out the exclusive Discord down below. If you sign up to any of the exchanges down below and deposit at least $100, I will give you 1 free month in exclusive Discord. Just shoot me a DM or tag me in the Discord, and I will get you sorted out. That's all I got right now, guys. Look, I mean, you could, let's see here. I get off of the right thing. Give me 1 second. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, with the trigger wave here, you could come up a little bit higher, maybe a little bit risky for that would be a greedy long. I'm more so waiting for the 90-minute. That's really what I'm looking for right now to come into the red. I think that's going to potentially end this rally or bring us back to, 25 something. There's not much in between where we are and 25. So, and obviously 28, 29, they're psychological areas too. Let's see. But yeah, let's see the public strength in Bitcoin. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get off. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Check out my Twitter. Check out the exclusive Discord down below, the trading competition, all the exchanges down below. That should be it, guys. Have a good one. Goodbye.